Okay, boys and girls, this is Benjamin Bok Choi. Welcome to our first F123 video. Well, other than Breaking Point anyway. And I figured I'd go over how I create setups for the tracks in the game. Now, I just tried to do Bahrain, but I think Bahrain might be on the esports calendar, so not too many people have custom setups. But I took a look at Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia doesn't have... I don't think it's going to be on the esports calendar because there's a bunch of setups in there. If we take a look here, custom setups, I should say, as you can see. Compare that to Bahrain, where everybody's, for the most part, they're using default setups, and the custom setups that they do have are just minor adjustments of default setups. So I figured we'll go ahead and do one for Saudi Arabia. I'll kind of take you through my process, and we will go from there. Kind of interesting to see there's no wet time trials this year, or it doesn't look like there's a wet time trial this year. I looked through and couldn't find it. So it looks like creating a wet and inter setup will be a little bit more difficult this year than last year, as there's not going to be a baseline for us to easily just go off of. So bear with me for now. Let's just go ahead and work on the dry setup. So let's go into Saudi Arabia, time trial. Now I did spend a few hours in Breaking Point and maybe an hour or two doing time trial and some Grand Prix racing, just to kind of get a handling or a handle on the new handling model. So let's go ahead and go to Luke Mills here. No. I hate that, how it doesn't load the setup right away. There we go. Alright, so 2218. We're going to go into these setups here to see if... No, 811, 1416, 2527. Okay, so it looks like a legit custom setup. The world record is 125.818. And we haven't set a lap time here yet, so let's go ahead and run a few laps and see where we can get to. 125.8. Let's go. Now it looks like for the most part this year you can't take corners in such high gears like you could in the last few years, so we'll have to adapt to that a little bit. But traction is much better this year. Oh, those curbs are higher. Oh, that section feels so much better than it did last year. Raised curbs there too on the inside left. All right, so that'll have to be a fifth gear corner. We're learning. I haven't done a lap here yet, so first lap at Jeddah, 128.8, so we're 3 seconds off. Oh, we were doing so well too. Okay, start that over again. Whoops, I'm not paying attention. Okay. Taking too much speed through there. Setup feels good though. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Maybe I gotta up the differential. 50% is just too low, I think. Yeah, that felt a little bit better. Alright, so we improved by 0.3. That's good. Just finding time, that's good. Oh, how I didn't crash there, I don't know. We did lose a lot of time though. Okay, we found it back through there. That's good. Half a second, not bad. Ooh, found a bunch of time through there. Frick. Dang. I think we could have improved by like half a second on this lap if I'd have just made it through that last part. I'll take 0.37. Okay, so we've run 7 laps. Let's see where we are at right now. Not bad, not bad. 1,127 across all the consoles out of 10,500 players. And on Steam, 346 out of 2,606. Not bad. I think this, how far off are we? 125.8, 127.6. So we're about 1.87 seconds. 1.8 seconds, I should say. 1.8 seconds off of world record pace, which isn't too bad for just a handful of laps on launch day compared to the esports guys. So we'll go ahead and save this. And we're just going to do pretty much the same thing we did for Bahrain. We're going to do a time trial, a race dry, and a race wet. Okay, so now since we have that saved, we'll move on to the next thing, which is fine-tuning it for the actual race. Now, for now, we will just do the dry, as you can go in and do the wet race and stuff like that yourself. And what we're going to be looking for right now is just tire temps and our speed compared to the AI. That's all we're like worried about right now, and whether or not it handles well. And then we will fine tune depending on tire temps, because if it's overheating or too cold, then your tires aren't going to be as optimal with the grip as they can be. So we will go ahead and start F1 2023, Saudi Arabia. We will pick Equal Performance on. Alex Albin, because he is our boy. Difficulty, let's go to 105, see what it's like at 105. We can structure, let's just do 25% for now. It doesn't really matter. We just want one pit stop in there. And I think that is it, right? Yep. And like I said, we're going to be looking for tire temps and whether or not we can keep up with the AI, and then also straight line speed if the AI are much faster than us or not. And then obviously if it handles well, and then we can adjust our setup from there. Okay, so let's go here. Let's load up the time trial setup. We're going to keep everything the same. Let's just keep everything the same. Keep everything the same for now, and then that'll make it easier. For fuel, oh, also fuel, I always put it at 13.5 and then see how... Actually, let's go with 13.0. Let's go 13.0 and see how much higher or lower we are a little later on into the race, and then we can adjust our fuel load as well. So we're going to be looking at a whole bunch of things here with our setups. The game recommends medium to hards. No, we're going to go soft to mediums. It looks like it should make it through just fine. In fact, we might even extend the soft stint one more lap. Nope, it says 0.3. Okay, so we'll go soft to mediums, and then obviously if you want to, you can do a mediums to soft as well, just to just to look at your setup that way as well, tire temps and stuff like that. If you're starting on the softs, you obviously want the tire pressures to be a little bit lower because the fuel load is heavier at the start of the race. And if you're starting on the mediums, you can get away with setting the tire pressures a little bit higher, since the mediums don't overheat quite as bad as the softs. And our Benjamin's right in front of the screen. I can't see anything. So yeah, but for now we're going to be taking a look at tire temps, fuel, how much fuel we're conserving or burning, how heavy or light we are later on into the race, and then obviously our closing speed on the AI, whether we can follow them through the corners and stuff like that, and our lap times, see if we can put up decent lap times. Again, this is at 105 difficulty, so I think it should be representative of what an online race should be. For me anyway. So let's go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's go. So much easier to maintain optimal RPM this year. Alright, P11 right now. I'm not going to show you the whole race. And then I would also say on your less active laps, I would keep an eye on your battery. How much you're conserving every lap, and then when you do use overtake, how much it costs to use overtake at certain DRS zones. And write that number down so you can have something to kind of look back on and reference when you're about to start another race, like a competitive race or something like that. That's what I do. I'm not doing it right now. Time trial setup actually seems okay. I can probably lower the rear tire pressures a little bit and raise the front, I think. They're a little bit cold right now. In fact, I think that's what we'll do. So we're gonna go through. I kind of figured that's what we were gonna need anyway. Let's go 23.0 as we were at 91, and I think optimal tire temps this year will be like in the low 100s. And it looked like the rear tires were a little bit too high with the temps. So let's go 21.5. 23.0 in the front, 21.5 in the rears. And let's see if that helps us. The car did feel a little bit loose. I don't know if it was just tire temps, but we'll have to see. Okay, tire temps look a little bit better. On lap 3, we were like 91 degrees on the front tires. The car does feel a little bit more stable. than on the first tire pressures. Although the tire temps are starting to go over 100 on the back. But like I said, over 100 is still okay. Oh, that corner is giving me trouble. Wow, you can actually overtake this year, or at least catch up to them.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 2.3 seconds.
AI don't have OP straight line speed this year. That's nice. Okay. So let's restart this. Everything seems okay.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Is there anything I would do? I don't know. I think I'm actually okay with this. We might just even lower the rear and maybe lower the front. Well, no, because the fronts were fine. They were sitting at about 98 and 99. I think that's fine. I might even raise them a bit just in case the mediums get too cold in the second stint. And I think that's it. I think that's all I'm going to change with this setup so far. Obviously, you're going to want to spend a little bit more time working on your setups, but so far the couple of laps that we've run with the time trial setup at 105 difficulty, we were able to overtake. The tires weren't overheating, AI weren't getting away from us in the DRS zones, and we were able to follow them through corners pretty well. I think that might be it. There was a little bit of understeer. I might play around with the wings a little bit to try and get rid of the understeer a little, but I think the setup is fine the way it is with just changing the tire pressures. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's kind of my process. We're going to time trials, trying to look for a decent custom setup, and then try to set some laps with it in time trial, maybe fool around with the setups a little bit. I didn't mess around with the time trial setup in time trial this time, but I do generally mess around with that just to see if I can set a faster time. But for the sake of the length of the video, I just kind of went through it pretty quick, but you're probably going to want to mess around with it in time trials anyway, just to see if you can make quicker lap times. And then go into race, kind of watch your tire temps, your straight line speed. I didn't really focus on it too much, but focus on your fuel load to make sure that you're not going into a race too heavy or too light. And yeah, that's about it. Just make sure you're comfortable with the setup and make sure your tires aren't overheating at a decent AI difficulty level. Like I said, we played at 105 and we're still able to keep up with them. So I think this is a pretty decent setup, just messing around with the tire pressures a little bit. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you think I've earned it, feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I don't know if I'm going to do this with any more tracks. This is pretty much just to show you kind of what I do when I approach a certain track. So I think this might be it, unless you guys want a specific one, ask for it in the comment section. But yeah, remember to eat bok choy. Stay tuned for more. I'll see you guys in the next episode.